Today we will solve O-Level Physics 5054 Paper 1 Variant 1 May-June 17 and questions from 21 to question number 40. From question 1 to question number 20 we have already solved. Now we have to start question number 21. Question number 21. The table shows the melting points and boiling points of some elements. Which element is a liquid over the largest range of temperature? Okay, here we have four elements: bromine, chlorine, fluorine and iodine. We have melting points and boiling points of these elements. Now it is asked which element is a liquid over the largest range. Here what we have to do, we have to find out the difference in between the melting and boiling point, and where the difference in melting and boiling point will be maximum, that element will be over the largest range of temperature, a liquid. That element will be a liquid over the largest range of temperature. Now here we have find out the differences. In the option A, boiling point is given 59 and melting point is given 7. So the difference will be equal to 59 minus 7. The difference is 66 degree. In the same way, we have find out the difference in all the four options, and we have find out that in the option D, the difference is maximum, that is given 70 degrees centigrade. So option D is the correct one. Question number 22. Some ice cubes are taken from a freezer and heated in a container. The readings of temperature and time are recorded on the graph. Which temperature is 0 degree centigrade? Okay, here we have taken some cubes of ice. When it is heated, its temperature rises, and when the temperature is at 0 degree centigrade, the ice starts melting. As long the ice is converting into liquid, as long the ice is melting, its temperature will remain constant. Once all the ice is melted, now its temperature will start rising, and when its temperature will be 100 degrees centigrade, now all the water will be converted in steam, and at that stage, at that time, when we are providing the heat, its temperature will not rise. Whatever be the heat we are providing now is used up to convert it into steam. Okay, it is asked which temperature is 0 degree centigrade. We know melting point of ice is 0 degree centigrade, so we can say option C is the correct one. At this temperature will be 0 degree centigrade and the ice will start melting. So option C is the correct one. Question number 23. The mercury in glass thermometer shown has a linear scale. Okay, here linear scale is shown, that is represented by H. At a temperature of 100 degrees centigrade, H has a value of 28 centimeter. At 80 degrees centigrade, H has a value of 24 centimeter. What is the value of H when the temperature is 0 degrees centigrade? Okay, we have studied a formula. Theta is equal to 100 P theta minus Pi divided by Ps minus Pi, where P theta is the thermometric property at a temperature of 80 degrees centigrade. Pi is the thermometric property at a temperature of 0 degrees centigrade, that we have to find out. Ps is the thermometric property at a temperature of 100 degrees centigrade, that is given 28 centimeter. Pi is the thermometric property that we have to find out. Okay, now we have to substitute the numeric values. Theta is given 80 degree at a thermometric property of 24 centimeters. So P theta will be equal to 24. This Pi we have to find out. Ps is given 28 centimeter and Pi we have to find out. Now by solving this one, we will get the answer. Pi is equal to 8. And 8 centimeter is given in the option D. So option D is the correct one. Question number 24. The diagram shows a clinical thermometer. Here we have a clinical thermometer and the range is given from 35 to 42 degrees centigrade. How does the diagram show that this is a sensitive thermometer? Option A, it has a range of 7 degrees centigrade. Option B, there are equal distances between each degree centigrade mark on the scale. Option C, there is a constriction in the tube at X. Option D, there is a large distance between each degree centigrade mark on the scale. Okay, what is meant by sensitivity? Sensitivity is the increase in the length of mercury column per unit rise in temperature. What does it mean? That if the difference in between 35 and 36 is more, then it will be called more sensitive, and if the difference is less, then it will be called less sensitive. We are looking in between 35 and 36, there is a wide difference. So we can say this thermometer is sensitive. So option D is the best option. There is a large distance in between each degree centigrade mark on the scale. If this difference will be less, then it will be called less sensitive, and the difference in between the unit temperature rise is more, then it will be called more sensitive. So option D is the correct one. Question number 25. There is a tight metal lid on a glass jar. The lid is loosened by pouring hot water over it. Which physics property explains this? Option A, convection. Option B, evaporation. Option C, expansion. Option D, radiation. Okay, it is option C, expansion, because when we will heat any object, it expands. So it is loosened easily by pouring hot water, because by pouring hot water, it will absorb the heat and it will expand, and so it will be easy to remove it from the glass jar. Okay, here option A and option C, these two options are the mode of heat transfer, and this evaporation is the method where a liquid is converted into a gaseous form. So option C is the correct one, expansion. Question number 26. Which waves are longitudinal? Option A, sound waves in water. Option B, ultraviolet waves in air. Option C, waves on the surface of water. Option D, X-rays in a vacuum. Here correct option is option A. We have studied that the sound waves are the longitudinal waves. Option B and option D, these are electromagnetic waves, and electromagnetic waves are transverse waves. Option C, waves on the surface of water, we have studied that these waves are also transverse waves, so correct option is option A. Sound waves in water are longitudinal waves. Question number 27. Light traveling in glass is incident on a glass air boundary. The angle of incidence of the light is greater than the critical angle. Which arrow shows the direction of the light after it is incident on the boundary? Okay, we have studied in the topic of total internal reflection that if the angle of incidence of light is greater than the critical angle, then the light is not refracted. It is reflected back in the same medium, obeying the laws of reflection. What is meant by obeying the laws of reflection? The angle of incidence will be equal to angle of reflection. So our correct option is option B, because here it is incident ray, it is reflected ray, and the angle of incidence means the angle in between the incident ray and the normal is equal to angle of reflection, that is meant by the angle in between normal and the reflected ray. So option B is the correct one. Question number 28. Light strikes the top surface of a glass block at an angle of 15 degree as shown. Okay, here one light ray is striking on the glass block, making an angle of 15 degree from the surface of the block. The refractive index of glass is 1.5. What is the angle of refraction R? Okay, what is the angle of refraction R? This angle is asked. Okay, we have studied a formula that refractive index is equal to sine I over sine R. Now what is sine I? Sine I means sine of the angle of incidence. What is angle of incidence? This is incident ray, this is normal. The angle in between the incident and the normal is called angle of incidence. Now here this angle is given 15 degree, here this angle is 90 degree. So angle in between the incident ray and the normal will be equal to 75 degree. So angle of incidence is 75 degree, refractive index is given 1.5, and by solving this one we will get the angle of refraction, that is equal to 40 degree. Now 40 degree is given in the option C, so option C is the correct one. Question number 29. A wall poster showing the electromagnetic spectrum is displayed in a laboratory. Okay, gamma rays, X rays, ultraviolet, okay, radio waves. Okay, a section of electromagnetic spectrum has been accidentally ripped from the wall poster. Which piece is the missing? Okay, here we have four options A, B, C and D. We have to find out which one is the correct one. Okay, we have studied in the topic of electromagnetic radiation. Here we have electromagnetic radiation. Here we are looking, the frequency is decreasing. When we are moving up, the frequency is decreasing. Here it is frequency given, here wavelength given. Now when we are moving up, frequency is decreasing, and when we are moving down, the wavelength is decreasing. Now here it is given ultraviolet. Now we are looking, when we are going towards up means when the frequency is decreasing. Above ultraviolet there is visible light spectrum, and above light spectrum there is infrared. Now we will check our question. Here it is given ultraviolet. So here when we are moving from left to right, the frequency is decreasing. So we can say from after ultraviolet there will be visible light. It is given here after ultraviolet, visible light, then infrared, then microwave. So here it will be visible light, infrared and microwave. Now in which option it is given? It is given in the option C, visible light, infrared, microwave. So option C is the correct one. Question number 30. Which type of wave is used to send television signal to a satellite? Okay, in the same topic we have studied that for television signal we use microwaves. It is given here. We use microwaves for the TV signals. For the TV signals and communication, we use microwaves. So our correct option is option C, microwaves. Question number 31. A ship that is stationary on the surface of the sea sends pulses of sound vertically downward towards the seabed. Each pulse that reflects from the seabed is received 1 second after it is sent out. A whale swims under the boat and a pulse is received 0.60 seconds after it is sent out. The speed of sound in sea water is 1500 meter per second. What is the distance of the whale above the seabed? Okay, we have to find out the distance between whale and seabed. To calculate the distance in between whale and seabed, first we have to find out the distance in between the ship and seabed. Then we have to find out the distance in between ship and whale. Then we have to subtract this distance from the distance from ship to the seabed. Okay, now first we have to calculate the distance from ship to the seabed. We are calculating the distance from ship to seabed. Distance is given as v into t. Now velocity is given 1500 meter per second, and time taken to move the sound from ship to the seabed will be equal to 0.5 second. Because this 1 second is given, when sound is sent from the ship, it strikes the seabed and rebounds, and again it comes to the ship. So to cover this complete distance, the time is given 1 second. So time taken to move from only from the ship to the seabed will be equal to 0.5 second, the half of this time. Okay, now by substituting this value, we will get the answer 750 meters. So we can say distance from the ship to the seabed is equal to 750 meters. In the same way, we will calculate the distance from ship to the whale. Same formula we will use, S is equal to Vt. Now velocity of the sound is given 1500 meter per second, and time taken to move the sound from ship to the whale will be equal to half of this time, that is 0.3 second. Now by solving this one, we will get the answer 450. Now we have to subtract this 450 from 750 and we will get the answer 300. So we can say the distance in between whale and seabed is equal to 300 meters, and 300 meters is given in the option A. So option A is the correct one. Okay, option A is the correct option. Question number 32. A charged plastic ball is at rest. Which fields are found in the region surrounding the ball? Ignore the magnetic fields of the earth. Option A, electric, gravitational and magnetic. Magnetic field we have to ignore, so option A is incorrect. Option B, electric and gravitation only. Yes, it is the correct one. Since it is charged plastic ball, so definitely it has electric field and it is kept in the gravitational field, so there will be gravitational field. So option B is the correct one, electrical and gravitational only. Okay, we read the other options also. In option C, electric and magnetic, it cannot be because magnetic field we have to ignore. Here in option D, again it is given gravitation and magnetic. Magnetic we have to ignore. So the correct option is option B, electric and gravitational only. Question number 33. What proves that a metal bar is a permanent magnet? Option A, it attracts both ends of a compass needle. No, only one end will be attracted. Option B, it attracts one end of another magnet. This option seems to be correct, but it is not correct. It is incorrect option. Why? Because both permanent and temporary magnets, they are attracted toward another magnet. So we cannot make sure whether the magnet is permanent or a temporary magnet. So option B is incorrect. Option C, it conducts electricity. It is also incorrect because both temporary and permanent magnets conducts electricity. So we cannot make sure whether the magnet is permanent magnet or a temporary magnet, because it is made up of steel and iron. Steel and iron both conduct electricity. Option D, it repels one end of another magnet. Yes, it is the correct one. Because if we have a temporary magnet, whatever be the end, it will be attracted toward the other magnet. But if we have a permanent magnet, then one end will be attracted and second end will be repelled. Means for a permanent magnet, we have two poles, north pole and south pole. So one pole will be attracted and second pole will be repelled. So option D is the correct one. Question number 34. Electrical apparatus is protected from magnetic field by placing the apparatus in a box. What is the box made from? Option A, aluminum. Option B, iron. Option C, rubber. Option D, steel. Okay, option B is the correct one. It is made of from iron. Why? Because if the electrical apparatus is kept in a box that is made from iron, and if this box is taken near the electrical field, if this box is taken near the magnetic field or near a magnet, then the magnetic lines of force will pass from the iron and the electrical apparatus will be safe. So option B is the correct one. Question number 35. A shoe becomes positively charged by friction when it rubs against a carpet. What happens at the shoe as the shoe becomes charged? Option A, negative electrons are transferred to the carpet. Option B, negative electrons are transferred to the shoe. Option C, positive electrons are transferred to the carpet. Option D, positive electrons are transferred to the shoe. Okay, it is given here a shoe becomes positively charged. Positively charged means there is a deficiency of electrons or electrons are moved away from there. So option C and option D are not possible options. The only possible options are option A and B. Now in A it is given negative electrons are transferred to the carpet. Yes, it is the correct one. Why? When the electrons are transferred from the shoe to the carpet, then the shoe will become positively charged. So it is given a shoe become positively charged. So option A is the correct one. When the electrons will flow, electron will move from the shoe towards the carpet, then shoe will become positive charge and the carpet will become negatively charged. So option A is the correct one. Question number 36. During a thunderstorm, a lightning flash occurs when charge flows between a cloud and the earth. On average, 20 coulomb of charge flows during each flash and there are 3 flashes every minute. What is the average current between the cloud and the earth during the thunderstorm? Okay, current is given as charge over time. Current is defined as rate of flow of electrical charges. So current I will be equal to Q over T. Now charge is 20 coulomb and how many flashes? 3 flashes are there. So total charge will be equal to 60 coulomb. So charge will be equal to 60 coulomb and 3 flashes every minute. Every minute means 60 seconds. So by solving this one, we will get the answer 1 ampere. So option A is the correct one. Total current will be equal to 1 ampere. Question number 37. Why are batteries sometimes made from several identical cells arranged in parallel? Option A. The battery has a greater EMF than a single cell on its own. No, it cannot be, because in parallel voltage or EMF remains same. The battery has a lower EMF than a single cell on its own. No, there will be no difference when it is connected in parallel. Voltage or EMF remains same. Option C, the battery lasts longer than a single cell on its own. Yes, it is the correct one, because when we connect several batteries in parallel, the total energy will be increased. Total electrical energy or total power supplied by the battery by this combination of cell will be increased, but voltage will remain same. So we can say the battery lasts longer than a single cell because the total energy supplied by the cell by the battery will be increased. So option C is the correct one. Question number 38. A cylinder of conducting material has a resistance R. A second cylinder of same material is twice as long but has half the cross-sectional area. What is the resistance of the second cylinder? Okay, resistance is given as rho L over A, where rho is for resistivity, L is for length, A is for cross-sectional area. Now it is given that for the second cylinder, it is twice as long, means its length is twice and half the cross-sectional area. Cross-sectional area is half. Length is twice, cross-sectional area is half. Now by solving this one, we will get the answer 4 times of rho L over A. Rho L over A is called R. So we can say new resistance will be equal to 4 times of this value R. So it is given in the option D. So option D is the correct one. Question number 39. A student uses a transformer to light a filament lamp using a 230 volt AC supply. The lamp has a maximum voltage rating of 6 volt. Okay, here we have a transformer. Here we have 230 volt. Number of turns here are 300 turns. Number of turns on the secondary side is 20 turns. And here we have connected a lamp and the lamp voltage is 6 volt. The voltage of the lamp is 6 volt. The lamp is designed to operate at a 6 volt voltage. Now here it is asked what happens when the circuit is switched on. Okay, it is asked when this circuit is completed, what will happen to the lamp. Okay, here first we have to find out what will be the value of voltage when we will switch on this circuit. Okay, we have studied a formula in the topic of transformer that V2 over V1 is equal to N2 over N1, where this V2 is the output voltage at this end, this V1 is the input voltage, this N2 is the number of turns on the secondary side, this N1 is the number of turns on the primary side, and by solving this one we got the answer V2 is equal to 15.3 volt. Now we can say at this end the voltage is 15.3 volt and the lamp is designed for the 6 volt. So what will happen when this 15.3 volt will be supplied to this 6 volt lamp? It will be brightened and then it will be goes out. Now we will check our options. Now in the option D it is given the lamp lights up brightly and then goes out. So it is the correct option, that when we will connect this lamp with the 15 volt supply or 15.3 volt supply, it will lights up brightly and then it will goes out. So option D is the correct one. Question number 40. Which row is correct for nuclear fission and for nuclear fusion? Okay, in nuclear fission we have studied that in fission a big nucleus is divided into smaller nuclei. Now here in the option for fission, it is given produces large nuclei. No. In the option B produces large nuclei. No, it cannot be. In option C produces smaller nuclei. Yes, it can be. In option D it is given produces smaller nuclei. Yes, it can be. Now we have to find out whether option C is correct or option D is correct. In option C it is given is the energy source of star. Yes, it is the correct one. Fusion is the main energy source of star. Okay, we will check this one. It is given here It is called nuclear fusion and it is the process that powers the star. So in stars, the main source is fusion. So option C is the correct one. Okay, today we have completed 5054 paper 1 variant 1 May June 17. Thank you very much.